After finding the body... I was with Cell and Oldback, the security lady, when we found the body. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies in the costumes, mind you. Press harder! Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Yeah, boy. The witness will continue her testimony. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember... Remember? What? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? I mean, you're calm now. You certainly seem calm enough when I accused you of murder. Press harder! Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez. Logically speaking, perhaps, but no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. Yes, it does. He's like a giant. A hairy giant. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. No, it doesn't. It doesn't explain anything. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then silence. Dead silence. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Silence. Hey Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. The security lady Oldback was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. Hold on. Do I have anything that contradicts what she said? No, right? The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. Oldbag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers has done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. Alright. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. How can you not give evidence? I mean, give a... You can't... Like, you're a witness. You can't just be left out, you have to, like, make your statement. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved. Thus they covered for us. Covered for you, or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they are quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Press harder! Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder. No, you didn't find the murder until you got there. We got him. Owned. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess no. Very well, Miss Vasquez, please continue. No! Yeah, no, get him, Edgeworth. Thanks. I'm glad somebody has a brain. Your Honor! I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Think. Miss Vasquez says she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Owned. Order! Mr. Edgeworth. ... What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? ... I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? You're asking what kind of court is this? You don't know how long we've been doing this shenanigans for? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. That's not what you said before. Very well. The witness would change her testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. No. No, because you weren't there at the rehearsal. No, you went there earlier on. How would you know? How would you know who was there earlier on? It was only the two guys and the security lady who was there. Nobody else saw Hammer sprain his ankle. And then Powers, when Powers went to Studio 2, maybe Powers could have told her that at that time. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left him behind. Press. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Oh no, Sal was there too. Sal the director. You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe you, Nick. Go get him. I was with Sal and Oldback, the security lady, when we found the body. Sal told her? Sal and Oldback, the security, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. The security lady was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady old man was quite agitated, pointing at Powell, saying he did it. Who let the police in? If the security lady was there, who let the police in? I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. I don't know. I don't know. I knew that Hammer was injured, couldn't think so I left him behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Cell told me. I was to sell an old bag to security when we found the body. Powers, not Powers, but like the other guy was wearing the costume, wore the costume, and then went to Studio 2. Why would he do that? We had... Oh, where's the photo? Didn't we have a photo that he was at Studio 2? Jack Hammer's fingerprints. I knew that Hammer was injured, couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. Do I do that? You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Oh. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammers. Oh, got Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it, it was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez, you saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes. Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah, and when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to the Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly! Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Owned. Order! I will have order. Witness. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak on this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. That's not how this works. You don't get to ask questions. Ugh. Why are the real killers always so persistent? You don't get to ask questions, you're a witness. Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he had fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death, nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there's a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Of course I can prove it. I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I'll present to the court evidence as to Ms. Vasquez's motive in this murder. That. This is my proof. Wait a minute. This is the photo from before? This photo reveals the motive in this murder! Exclamation! I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? Humph. 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Humph. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. I don't get it, like, what's wrong with playing villains? Playing villains, you're still a good actor playing a good villain. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men, it's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Ms. Vasquez's motive for murder. Review evidence. Okay. Allow me to present to the court evidence proving Miss Cass's motive. It's not the van, it's not the steak. It would be... the scrapbook? The scrapbook to show how popular the Steel Samurai is? No. I mean, I think it's to like, it's like advertisement, it's advertising. You put his name in the news again. You put his name in the news again and then people start watching his films again. I think that's what's supposed to be, but I don't have anything that says that. I didn't mean to click that. Gaimac Global Studios, Spear, Mr. Monkey Head. Samurai Scrapbook. Unless it's her again. Which one is it? Evidence showing how popular the Steel Samurai is? Or that she was there? Yeah, she was there, and he was gonna expose them, and then she killed him. This is my proof, and this tells us why I'd say or it proves that defense had collect marbles. Alright, no, it's not that one. Nick, we're so close. Think this one through, please. Alright. Alright, I got like 5 tries. With the scrapbook? This is my proof, and no. Oh, come on. Please explain Ms. Vasquez's motive for murder. Please she has no motive? Maybe she has no motive. Maybe it's an accident. What is her motive for murder? Broken, I mean, they're poor, they run out of money? No. I mean, if she has no motive... She has no motive. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. Okay, fine. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. I don't find that plausible. I don't find that plausible. I honestly think she killed him to like, so people would buy his films, his old films. What? Nani? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Oh snap. So you did it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel. Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No, how could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an acting scene and... No, Manuel. Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No. Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. I'm not into it. I disagree. Mr. Edgeworth, where's Dee Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. ... Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty! Do we ever get to convict someone? Like, do we ever get to find someone guilty? That is all. This court is adjourned. Oh wait, wrong button. October 20, 1:12 PM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yeah, but you don't have a job now. Yes, but it's sad. You're unemployed now. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez. But to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Ah, tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Show evidence. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because you were popular. It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in the kids' show, and as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him in any time. I think you were missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. Congratulations, WP. Oh ho ho, hee hee ho ho. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. Will you? Are they still gonna carry on the show? I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume, man. That's full of blood. It's covered in blood. Is something wrong? No, no, of course not. Ah, Nick, Edgeworth. Yeah, you stay there and look like that for a few more minutes for me. Say something right. I'm not good at small talk. Good try, Edgeworth. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. Good effort. A for effort. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Best kids would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you, I'm Power Sniff. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Power. You watched The Steel Samurai? I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar! Edgeworth, no, I don't think he's lying. Right. I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Somebody give him a chill pill. Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend? Nani? Friends? As if... They're rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Ah, why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? They used to be lovers. They used to be intimate. And so the curtain closes on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Oh no. Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're going to watch it with me, right? I'll admit I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You'd have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? Wait, he's in that costume? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real willpowers. Wait, he's playing the lead? The lead is Pink Princess. How's he playing the lead? Alright, that's it for episode 3. Let's save this here and I will see you in the next one. I'm not 100% on this. It's entertaining, it is entertaining. I'm just not 100% on this. Alright.